Caitlin Clark's agent just publicly accused the players' union of hiding information from WNBA players, and sending a deal that nobody asked for. Not the league office. Not the team owners. The union. The organization that is supposed to be fighting for these players just got called out by the very people who negotiate their contracts. 5 agents went public, including Clark's own representative. And what they are describing is not a disagreement. It is a complete breakdown of trust inside the WNBPA.
Caitlin Clark agent, these agents have exposed the leadership, okay? We've had the agents of a large group of players come out and blast the WNBPA for a lack of transparency, which is a completely a bad look.
5 agents, not 1. 5. Representing players at every level of this league, max contracts, mid-tier veterans, players on rookie deals, all saying the exact same thing. The WNBPA is hiding information, making decisions without consent, and operating like the players they represent do not get a voice. If you follow the WNBA and want the real story behind these negotiations, subscribe and hit that bell. This channel brings receipts, not rumors. Now, agents going public is explosive on its own. But that is not even the worst part. The WNBPA sent an entire counter-proposal to the league. A proposal that is supposed to represent every player in the WNBA. And they sent it without letting a single agent weigh in. Without even finishing a survey that was supposed to ask the players what they actually wanted. They skipped the asking and went straight to the answering. And when you see the timeline the league has already set in motion, you will understand exactly why the owners are done negotiating with people who cannot even negotiate with their own members. Here is exactly what the union did. A survey was being prepared. A survey designed to ask WNBA players one simple question: what do you actually want in the new CBA? The agents, the people whose entire job is to protect their clients' financial futures, requested input on that survey before anything went to the league. That is standard procedure. That is how collective bargaining is supposed to work. You ask your members what they want. Then you go fight for it. The WNBPA did the opposite. They skipped the survey, ignored the agents entirely, and fired off a counter-proposal to the league that nobody, not the agents, not roughly half the players in the WNBA, had signed off on. A negotiating position that is supposed to speak for the entire league, decided by a leadership group that did not bother to ask the league what it wanted. And here is the proof.
They also said they would like input on a survey that was to be sent out to players, and the WNBPA went ahead and sent the damn counter proposal without even giving them the chance to have input into a survey that was being sent out to the players. It's complete nonsense.
Complete nonsense is one way to describe it. Here is another. The WNBPA's official negotiating position, the document sitting in front of WNBA ownership right now, may not represent the majority of players in this league. Multiple reports indicate that roughly half the WNBA is ready to sign the deal already on the table. Not the counter-proposal. The original offer the league put forward. Players have openly called the union leadership selfish. Their own agents have called them non-transparent. And yet the WNBPA is still out here sending proposals that their own members did not ask for, negotiating a deal their own players might not even want. So if the union is not representing the players, who exactly are they representing? The WNBA owners have an answer to that question. And they have a deadline.
All right. A drop dead date would be March 10th. Okay, now all of this is contingent on the March 10th plan that has been set in motion, and I'm sure these owners have a contingency plan, like I said, for if the WNBPA continues to be delusional.
March 10th, drop dead date. And what comes after that date is a calendar so tightly packed it should terrify every single person inside that union who thinks they have time to play games. Here is the timeline. And it moves fast. By March 31st, the legal teams finalize everything and the contract gets signed. The very next day, April 1st, the Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo receive protected player lists from every existing WNBA team. 2 brand new expansion franchises, ready to build their rosters. And they will have just 5 days to evaluate the entire league before the expansion draft on April 6th. 5 days. That is how fast this machine is running. April 7th, pre-agency begins. Agents start meeting with teams, working out deals behind closed doors. April 12th, free agency officially opens and the announcements start rolling in. 1 day after that, April 13th, the college draft. Lauren Betts, Olivia Miles, Paige Bueckers. The next wave of elite talent entering this league, ready or not. 6 days later, training camp opens on April 19th, preseason games tip off April 25th. The regular season starts May 8th, and on May 9th, the very next night, Caitlin Clark will be on national television. Prime time. The biggest slot on the WNBA broadcast calendar. Every single piece of that schedule is locked. None of it requires the union's signature. None of it requires the union's approval. The league built a machine that runs from March to May without stopping, and it will run whether the WNBPA is on board or not. But here is what makes this even worse. The union is not just failing the league. They are failing the players they claim to protect. And it is the players who can least afford it. Who is the WNBPA actually fighting for? Because it is not the whole league. The WNBA's offer on the table reportedly raises the floor for everybody. Rookies. Mid-tier players. Veterans, across the board. The counter-proposal the union sent without asking? That raises the ceiling for the few players already sitting at the very top. Max contract players. The loudest voices in the room. The ones who already have the most. That is not solidarity. That is a power grab wearing a union jersey. The 5 agents who went public represent players from top to bottom. Stars. Mid-tier veterans, young players grinding on rookie deals. Their job is to fight for all of their clients, not just the ones already getting max money. And they are sounding the alarm because the WNBPA is not doing the same thing. Half the league reportedly wants to sign the deal on the table. The union is blocking it. So ask yourself, who benefits from that? Not the player making a mid-level salary trying to take care of her family. Not the rookie hoping this CBA finally gives her a real paycheck. The only people who benefit from stalling are the ones who already have leverage, and a union leadership that wants to keep it. And that is not speculation. Listen to what the people closest to these negotiations are saying.
Hiding information, okay, giving them no input, only being a voice for the people who are going to get max contracts and screwing over the mid-tier players. As long as she's going to continue to prance around doing that, the WNBA is going to move along with business.
And that is exactly what is happening. The league is moving. Clark is moving. The only people standing still are the ones who claim to represent the players. While the WNBPA argues with itself, the rest of the WNBA is executing. The owners have a schedule. They have contingency plans. They have 2 expansion teams ready to draft, a loaded rookie class about to enter the league, and a regular season calendar built around the single biggest draw this sport has ever seen. Caitlin Clark is locked in. May 9th, national television. Prime time. That is not a negotiation. That is an announcement. The league did not call the union and ask if that date worked. They did not wait for a counter-proposal on the broadcast schedule. They set the date, they moved on. This is what it looks like when one side of a negotiation brings a billion-dollar business plan, and the other side brings chaos. The owners are not begging for cooperation. Clark is not sitting around waiting for permission. The new era of the WNBA does not need the WNBPA's blessing to arrive. It is already here.
Caitlin Clark and WNBA ownership has decided we're moving things along. We'll be coming around the mountain when we go. We're not waiting around for y'all.
Here is where this stands. March 10th is the deadline. The WNBA has a schedule, a plan, and the money to execute every piece of it. The union has a counter-proposal that half its own members do not support, a group of agents who just publicly accuse them of hiding information, and a leadership that seems far more interested in protecting max contract veterans than in fighting for the entire league. The WNBA is not waiting. Caitlin Clark is not waiting. The expansion teams are not waiting. The draft prospects are not waiting. The only people with something to lose from running out the clock are the players the WNBPA claims to represent. Drop a comment. Should the WNBA bypass the union entirely and negotiate directly with the players? Subscribe if you want receipts on every single move between now and May 9th. And hit that bell so you do not miss an upload. The WNBPA said they are fighting for the players. The players' own agents just said, "No, you are not."